just driving home in the middle of the night, Bandy, and then you're just going down. I mean,
yeah, no, it's
about
like waking up and seeing that this morning. I mean, I got a pledge brother from PyCap that's actually from Baltimore, and I mean, seeing that happen on the air is just terrifying.
Oh yeah,
because you're right. I mean that is one of my nightmares. I'm already scared of the ocean.
Yeah,
like really being in any kind of like large body of water like that, let alone like driving over a bridge, and like that thought crosses your mind about what would happen.
Yeah,
if it collapsed under me.
Yeah,
and
some people that is like a fear that they think every time they go across a bridge.
It's a terrifying thought.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can't imagine how those people are going through. Yeah. And lo and behold, I hope everybody gets out of there all right.
Yeah. Right now, still search and evac is still in progress. There have been 2 confirmed to be found, so that is one good thing. But of course, there were up to I think 20 possible vehicles on that bridge at the time. And let's just say, thank God that it wasn't during rush hour, during the day, because the amount of vehicles that go across that thing every single day is just astronomical. 11 million cars cross that thing annually. So just kind of think about that. So 130, there's a silver lining to it, but it's still got to be one of the scariest things to wake up to. And I know that's not going to sit well with my girlfriend, because that is one of the things she thinks of whenever we go on long bridges is like, oh my gosh, like the water under us, it is terrifying. There's few things that are holding us up from that, but we're going to move on from that because, obviously prayers going out to the victims of that.
Yeah.
But there's also a problem going on, Bandy. I'm sorry, I kind of cut you off. If you had one last thing you want to throw out there about that, you can.
Oh no, I think I was going to try to lead in. I believe into actually what you're about to go into next, which is we got college basketball going on. We got March Madness in full swing.
Of course.
What is going on in the NFL right now?
Yeah, we need to know what's going on in the NFL because, whenever everybody kind of turns their attention to the March Madness, they kind of forget that there's other sports going on. One of those sports could be NASCAR for me. One of those sports could be football on the off season. Of course, the free agency came past, and now we kind of get to settle down, figure out if there's some more pieces going to be added to some of these teams. And then also, the rule changes. We talked about the kickoff rule just a few days ago.
Got confirmed today.
Which I'm actually all for. The kickoff team's going to line up at the 40, I believe, and then the receiving team will line up at the 30, and then there's going to be 2 returners. The kicker's going to be back somewhere around the 50. I don't have all the stuff lined up, but it's the same as the USFL rules, and now the UFL is also going to do that as well as the NFL. And I don't think that's a problem. I think the landing zone's a little bit iffy. Like, you get it out of bounds. Of course, you're going to go to the 40. But if you don't make it to the landing zone, you're also going to go to the 40. And then there's also the stipulation of going into the end zone. You go to the 35. That's pretty much a touchback. There's a lot of interesting things to look forward to. My big complaint, and I think a lot of people's big complaint, is going to come from this swivel drop tackle being taken out of the game.
Yes.
We knew it needed to happen. We knew something needed to happen because it's become more prevalent as of late of players, throwing their bodies, wrapping up, and then using their dead body weight to kind of go down and twist and take somebody's ankles out. It's a very dangerous tackle. Do I think it is the correct thing to do? No. This is the NFL. You got to let these guys play out. You got to let these guys tackle the way they need to tackle. Of course, horse collar tackles, that's unnecessary. You can just grab the guy from the back. This now is going to do a lot of things. I think it's going to add to running backs being more of a player in the league. So this is a win for the running backs. Maybe they'll have their market value pushed up a little bit. On top of that, it's going to screw over the defenses a lot more. And now the NFL is even more of an offensive game, meaning we might see some college type of scores over in the pros.
Yeah, how many fines are we going to see on these defensive players?
There's going to be a lot.
Yeah, they're going to be grabbing a lot out of these guys' paychecks.
Nobody, I have not seen a really happy person, especially in the football, that actually plays the football on Twitter, on social media. No, they're not happy about this. The offense, you can maybe see a few guys being like, oh, this is good, this needed to be taken out. The defense is getting really gypped now because, again, this is another way of tackling that you're going to have to be, cautious about whenever you're jumping at a dude that, again, is probably 230 pounds. Could be Derrick Henry for all we know.
He's now on the Ravens.
Yeah.
So think about that.
It's going to get a little bit harder now to tackle that guy. And, you're going to see these guys break away, stiff-arm the crap out of these other defenders that are trying to get these guys down in any way possible. And you're going to see a lot more touchdowns. And I think, again, it is good for the running backs. But what type of football are we getting to when you're running out of ways to tackle somebody?
Yeah, because Captain Cool, I'm going to be real with you.
Yeah.
You know me. I'm a gamer at heart.
You're a gamer at heart.
I am.
Yeah.
I feel like that's pretty well known.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever something big happens, pretty similar to this, we call that a meta shift.
Yeah? Oh, yeah.
A lot of big rule changes, big fundamental changes to the game that's going to shake up the foundation of the way we view football.
Yeah.
That is what is going to be happening right now. We got a meta shift
in
the NFL with, again, like you said, running backs, they're getting buffed.
They're getting buffed.
Okay. The defense, getting nerfed pretty hard.
Getting nerfed yet again.
Yeah. They're going to get, this time with money involved.
Refs getting buffed as well. The refs are getting buffed.
Yeah, refs are getting buffed. But with these rule changes, I'm still just thinking about the running backs, those high-powered in that are just going to be pushing through the middle, pushing through the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
They are going to be so much harder to stop.
Oh, yeah. Christian McCaffrey's already almost impossible to stop.
Oh, my God. He's going to be eating.
He's going to be eating, bro.
He's going to be eating.
Yeah. You were talking about, of course, Derrick Henry.
Yeah, he's kind of the prime example. Like, all right, he got a buff.
He's giant. So, I mean, that's when you think about it. But Christian McCaffrey's elusive. And you really need to take out his legs before anything else if you're going to get this guy down. Especially if he's already past you.
Yeah, and God forbid someone like Tony Pollard gets past you and you're trying to take him down from behind.
Exactly. Tony Pollard, you could throw out some guys that, if we're in the league today, LeGarrette Blount, I think about him. I think about Frank Gore Sr. I think about Adrian Peterson. Just imagine how these guys' careers would have changed if this rule was put into play just a few years earlier. Bandy, you looked a little surprised over there. What are you looking at?
I'm just going to ask you to check your phone during the break. We might have some big news to preview to people up in the next segment.
I'm very excited about that. On top of that, we will be talking a little bit about Shohei Ohtani's situation. We know what's going on, okay? It's very messed up.
It's kind of funny, I'm not going to lie.
It is a little bit, but it's like, you can't just imagine one of the top stars in the MLB not having a little bit of a scandal on his hands. And what's even funnier is because, everybody's now taking these pictures of these jersey swaps and all this stuff. There's a picture now, it has Ohtani right next to Mookie Betts. And it's just Ohtani Betts. And I'm thinking to myself, well, that's very fitting. But
if we want to talk about jersey swaps, you can go into the NBA story.
No. I can't say that on the air, though. That's the problem there. But it's all about his longtime interpreter, Ipe Mizuhara. And, also a close friend of Shohei Ohtani. Somebody who's been around this guy for the entirety of his career when it comes to, being in the professionals. And now there's, stuff that's coming out that he stole around $4 million from him to pay off, debt. I mean,
yeah,
it's a lot of stuff going down.
It's like it's turning out he may not even need a translator, like according to even Trout himself being on record saying he knows English.
Oh, you know what? Well, if Ohtani was involved in this, he's going to plead the fifth and be like, I don't speak English.
No, I don't know about any of this at all. And then you got them contacting the college of the translator saying, he didn't even go here.
Golly. He didn't even go here. You know that. Oh, jeez. And on top of that, why not? We're talking about a little bit of a problem that one Mr. Kirby Smart's got going down at Georgia. Something that we've been looking at for a little bit of time. Okay, Jalen Carter was involved. James Cook was involved. Javon Ballard was involved. I mean, there is so many players that have been involved with these legal problems over at the University of Georgia, whether it's a DUI or driving fast in Athens. There's a lot of things we need to look at and kind of reestablish with this organization. And this goes for all college organizations with all these all this NIL money coming these players' ways. They're going to be able to buy these cars to go fast. It doesn't matter if they're, 20, 19 years old. They're going to have the money. And you know what college students like to do? Buy cars. If they've got money, of course.
Yeah.
If they've got money. If they've got money, man.
Yeah, no, what gets me? Drew DeArmond made a good point on talking ball earlier. I mean, we've been talking about NIL. Just how crazy it's been over the last year. We're now the students are now looking for the schools to pay the money.
Yeah.
To the students. That's not how NIL works.
No. That's the different thing.
It's like small businesses and companies.
That would be a contract. That would be a straight up contract with said schools.
Yeah, at that point they'd just be actual employees at the school.
But college students, if they can get their hands on new vehicles, fast vehicles, alcohol, even under, it doesn't matter if they're 21. They can still get the alcohol. Yeah. They have those friends. They have those connections. Yeah. And it leads to what is going on at the University of Georgia and behind the scenes at some other universities. We'll be talking about that in a little bit more later on in the show. But Joe Hunk from 104.5 The Zone is on the other end. We're going to talk to him a little bit about Auburn struggles. Best game in the tourney so far, and maybe even a little bit about Ghostbusters because he was looking forward to that. That's what's coming up here on the Morning Blitz on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Listen to Talkin' Ball with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond.
Y'all the best, man. Hey, just don't make sure I don't get that Moron flag.
No, sir. Not at all.
Thanks, Coach. Oh, Ronnie Stapler joining us. No, Coach, you are not going to get the Moron of the Year plaque.
Every weekday morning, wake up with Scott and Drew. It's Talkin' Ball on 97.7 The Zone.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
A wise man once said, if you take care of old folks and children, everything in the middle will take care of itself.
Hi, I'm Danny Aldridge, lawyer in Alabama and Tennessee. In the next 20 years, the number of those folks over 65 years of age will more than double. In our golden years, the most important goal is to be treated with dignity and have control over doing what makes you grateful with those you love. At the Aldridge Law Firm and the Legal Town Center, we're dedicated to help you with these goals, and we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188 or online with Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Just remember, we're here to help. Whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, fraud and cheat, or estate planning made complete, we're here to help.
The kitchen is the heart of any home. It's where the family gathers. It's where kids discover old recipes and make them their own. Just starting out or just now getting started on the dream kitchen you've always wanted?
I'm Chris Haygood, and from all of us here at Bob Wallace Appliance to the home builders and the homeowners of the Huntsville area, a heartfelt thank you for buying local. We're in Huntsville, Florence, and Coleman, and online at bobwallaceappliance.com.
From heirloom diamonds to contemporary jewels, Lowery & Company is the place to find something truly special. Whether shopping for a diamond ring for that once-in-a-lifetime occasion or marking a milestone birthday or personal achievement with a Rolex watch, you'll find just the thing in our edit of the world's most sought-after brands, including David Yurman, Roberto Coin, Marco Bicego, and Fopay. Expect a treasure trove of the world's most unique, even breathtaking earrings, rings, necklaces, and bracelets, making choosing just one piece a challenge in itself. Lowery & Company Jewelers on Airport Road.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A mostly cloudy to overcast sky this afternoon. Most of the rain is going to be done by the time we get to the lunch hour. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 60s. We're dropping into the mid 40s as we head into the overnight, early into your Wednesday morning. Partly sunny sky Wednesday afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the low and mid 60s. Definitely going to be a little cooler across the Tennessee Valley, but less wind, so we're going to count that as a win. We drop into the lower 40s through the overnight, early Thursday morning. A mostly sunny sky Thursday afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Sports Talk 24/7 365. Your full-time sports station.
You're doing a great job. Keep up the good work.
Is 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Doesn't anyone do any work around this joint anymore?
Hello and welcome back in to the Morning Blitz. John Abraham, Kevin Cole alongside the Bandiman, Bailey Lowery. Already got into a lot of the heat that is going down this week in sports and just around the United States. And one of those things is this new Ghostbusters movie, which I don't want to start with right off the bat. But I did see that one. Mr. Joe Hunk, our guest, did get to go down and watch that movie just last night. It's one Mr. Joe Hunk from 104.5 The Zone in Nashville. Joseph, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well, and let's not start with that, because if we start with that, then that's all we're talking.
No, I know, definitely. That's the wrong thing to go down right off the bat, Joe. But I hope you did enjoy your night.
Let's finish with that one.
Yeah, let's definitely do that. But let's start off with a little bit of disappointment. Well, actually, it probably would have been the same with the Ghostbusters, depending on your opinions. But Auburn basketball.
How dare you?
Auburn basketball, round 1 of the March Madness. Brother, you got to talk about how disappointed you are and where it all went wrong.
Well, it all went wrong with the Auburn having to go to Spokane, Washington to begin with. Let's start with that.
Hey, that's the trend of the madness, man.
I mean, no, not just okay. Look, if you want to talk about funny things that don't make any sense in March Madness, look, the one thing that I always like seeing, and we dealt with it last week here when we were talking about Conference USA, is like UAH was the host school for the Conference USA basketball tournament. Like, it was one of those things. It was like, wait, they're a Division II. Like, this doesn't even make sense.
No.
The thing about it is Idaho was the school's host for the Spokane, Washington round, which makes no sense whatsoever.
A little far away.
But I guess, when all the Washington schools that are close by are actually in the tournament, I guess you can't do that. But that's where it went wrong. First off, is they should have had to go to Spokane, Washington. But we were talking to Chris Lowe last week before we even got into the tournament, and he basically said, look, the reason why the tournaments don't matter for anybody except for a team that might get in outside of a team that wasn't supposed to be in, and we always go back to Georgia in 2008, is that majority of the bracket is set on Friday. Well, on Friday, Auburn and Tennessee and Alabama, as well as every other team that was playing their first game because they got double byes, none of those teams had actually even played in the tournament yet. So their destination was already chosen beforehand. So, things like that went wrong. Plus, you play Yale, and then you continue to make mistakes, and you continue to do dumb things, and that's what ended up leading to Auburn losing and heading to the house. But, I don't care. I just don't care, okay? Because here's the thing, and I'm going to continue to say this, and Baby A, I know Daddy and A and I have talked about this on social media. You don't want to win the SEC tournament.
No.
You just don't. It's not a good omen. I don't care what Auburn did in 2019. It's not a good omen. You win that thing, and you have to play 3 games in 3 days. I don't care if it's 4 or 5 days since your last game. You're still tired. Your legs are tired. They're not used to it. And then you have to fly across the country.
Just a lot of work for these basketball players to really get it done, especially during the NCAA tournament. You make a good point, though. I mean, Auburn does go on and wins, this SEC tournament. They go on to, the NCAA. They lose in their first round, but you see teams like Alabama and Tennessee continuing to win their games. Although they haven't had the toughest of challenges yet, these teams lost in their first games in the SEC the SEC tournament, and they're a little bit more refreshed. Kind of just talk about Tennessee and Alabama and their run they're making.
Well, no, and that is what I like about it. Like, look, the only thing the SEC tournament or any conference tournament for the most part is good for is to make money for the conference. Like, that's it, okay? Like, okay, next year is going to be fun for Texas and Oklahoma to come to Nashville because they really never have a reason to come to Nashville. It's not like they're coming here for the Music City Bowl. Like, it's just it's not happening. So, that's going to be fun for them. But in a big scheme of things, it doesn't benefit you whatsoever to play long-term in this tournament. You go play one game, you get out, you rest, you start getting ready for whatever your opponent is, and it's all about making sure that you have depth in this. The one thing that Auburn did have going into it was depth. The problem is that the depth caught up to them when you were losing players because of fouls and everything else. So then the depth got affected by this. For Tennessee, on the other hand, they got ahead so quickly that they were able to go to the depth. And when you get what I call the white boy alert and all the walk-ons get to play, you're up by a lot.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter what game it is. The moment that 4 out of your 5 players on the court are white, you're winning unless you're Yale, because that's all their team mostly was.
Yeah. Sheesh. It's always that one just random dude that's just throwing threes and just having a great time.
I mean, literally a Jack Oakey.
Exactly. That's what we see almost every single year. You're going to get one of those unsung heroes. But, I mean, there is an anomaly out there, a team that did win their conference championship. It's that one NC State team, obviously able to play quite a few games and then continue on winning after beating UNC in that ACC championship. They go on, play Texas Tech. They play Oakland. And now they're going on to a Marquette team. I mean, talk about the anomaly that is this NC State squad.
I care more about the brand new NFL kickoff rule than I do anything NC State's ever going to do.
Yeah,
I'm just going to be straight with you.
It's the anomaly, though. It's the other side. It's a flip side of it. A team that goes on wins the conference.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about the NCAA tournament, okay? Thursday and Friday are amazing. They are. Mm-hmm. They're absolutely amazing. Like, they're so much fun to watch. They're great. Saturday and Sunday, you're like, all right, like, it's okay. We've already had a lot, some upsets in the first round. My bracket's already busted. I'm kind of casually paying attention.
Yeah.
Once we get to Thursday through Sunday of this week, now we're going to see good teams play. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's what the whole thing about the tournament is. The appeal is the first 2 days. It's that Thursday, Friday, where the games are happening while you're at work, or you're skipping out on work and you're going somewhere to buy, for a quote unquote extended lunch, whatever you're doing. That's what you're having a little bit more fun with. Mm-hmm. Now, at this point in time in the tournament, now we're going to start seeing good teams actually play because you're not going to get surprised at all. Yeah. Like, there may be one team that gets to the Elite Eight. There may even be one team that gets to the Final Four that shouldn't be there, but they're not making it to the national championship. No. Historically, go back and look at this. If you're going to pick a national champion, pick it from the 1 seed through the 4 seed. Historically, those 16 teams, one of those 16 is going to win the national championship. Out of the other, 50-some-odd teams, 52 other teams, I'll give you the 52 other teams and give me the 16. I promise you, I will win over 90% of the time in picking your national champion.
Yeah, that's what also feels scary about this year, because this really does feel like the first year, like in recent memory, I feel like, where all 4 1 seeds are just playing at a 1 seed level.
Mm-hmm. No.
Yeah, I mean that's and that's just what the tournament is going to. It is. Mm-hmm. Yes, we love the upset. But once the first 2 days are over with and people have stopped paying attention to their brackets, except for, hey, I still got a couple of games that I'm really focused on because, I got my Final Four teams are still there or whatever. Now we're just wanting to watch the really good teams play. And that's what this tournament eventually becomes. So, yes, viewership was fantastic, but they were fantastic. The 6 or 7 games that were most watched throughout the entire tournament all had one thing in common, and they were all on CBS. If you go look at the ratings of everything, and it wasn't because of the matchups, it wasn't because of anything. It's because the games that were on CBS were the most watched games because that's national television. It's not your cable television. No. And trust me, again, the first 4 is cute and fun, but nobody's paying attention to True TV after that. I don't care how many times you try to put that crap on there. Nobody's paying attention to what's happening on True TV after.
Hey, me personally, I was more locked in on TNT.
Yeah, HBO Max had me set up for the entire weekend, so I was pretty good with that.
No, I mean, again, and I was HBO Max as well. Like, I just have it pulled up, and boom, I'm going to click, and, this is the game I want to watch. This is the game I want to watch. I don't care about it, but for your casual fan, they're going to go to CBS, which is what you're going to be seeing in the ratings. That's the reason why from here on out, True TV's already been eliminated.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's just the way the tournament is, man. I mean, again, at this point in time, nobody cares. But I guarantee you, whoever wins the national champion is going to be a 1 through a 4 seed. Just go ahead and mark it down.
I agree with you on that one. Joe Hunk from 104.5 The Zone is our guest. He is on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. And, Joe, before we get you out of here, of course, we want to talk a little bit of Ghostbusters, okay? How are you feeling about this drop tackle, the swivel drop tackle getting taken out of the NFL, of course, now leading to a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down if it does occur starting in 2024?
My wife was asking me about this as she was driving in because she loves listening to the Kelsey brothers podcast.
Yeah, it's good.
And they're talking about it. So she's like, "Okay, can you explain this drop tackle thing to me because I don't understand the reason why it's such a big deal." And what I tell her I was like, "Look, it's all about the numbers. Okay, it is about the numbers of the injury history. The reason why the brotherly shove is not being eliminated and wasn't even brought up is because historically there's not enough injury data to show that it is bad for the health of the players. Now, and my wife started asking me, she goes, how do you describe what this is? And I said, it's player wraps up and then they basically just use all their body weight and they just use their body weight to pull the player down.
Take the legs
and,
out.
Take the legs out. But here's the best way of saying it, all right? If you don't know what we're talking about, do you ever go to a rodeo and you see the calf steers?
Yeah.
And you see the cowboys that are literally twisting their necks to try to pull them down? Like that's how cow roping works? Yeah. That's the best description, okay? Just watch that. That is what they're doing. They get the horns, and once they get the neck, then what they do? They use all of their body weight to bring the calf down, and they turn it over and wrap the ankles. Yeah. That's basically what this hip drop tackle is, and it's causing injuries. It's causing ankle injuries, knee injuries. It's causing a lot of different injuries. And basically, one of the biggest fears in the NFL is the fact that one of your $100 million quarterbacks gets taken out, and it totally ruins a season because of one tackle that shouldn't be there. Yeah. It's all about the history of the injury. That's all it's about. It's the reason why the NFL is continuing to work with the kickoff game and trying to figure out ways to keep it in the game, but try to make it safer because of the concussion issues and because of the injury issues. That's why they took out all the different types of blocking that you can have in it, and that you have to have certain types and things. Wedge blocking's been taken out of punts. Things like that. It's just trying to make it where the injuries don't happen as much.
Yeah, I think I saw they were changing the kickoff rules too this year because there were pretty much no returns in 2023. It was the lowest. Yeah, it was the highest.
You mean it's exactly what the NFL wanted, and people complained because it was boring?
Yeah. Right? Yes. They're like, we need to make money again.
Yes. It's exciting. It's so much fun to see holes open up and see a player be able to make his way through the car accident. That is the fun part of this.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that people were upset that exactly what the NFL was wanting to do actually happened and we hate it? Wow, it's amazing. If this was Major League Baseball, it'd be another 45 years before we would discuss this.
Now, see, I'm actually worried for the kicker on this point because what's going to happen when, lo and behold, that guy breaks past the 30-yard line and the kicker, who is 50 yards away from the play at this point, is going one-on-one with the returner?
Getting paid for a reason, Bandy.
And I say, and something similar to what Baby H has said is I just say exactly what, to an extent of that, is hey, be better at your job.
Yeah.
You don't want me to throw up 70 points? Stop me. You don't want the guy to return it? Kick it past him.
Rule in 2025 is going to be, the only player that's able to do the drop tackle is this kicker. Okay, the kicker's able to do it just because he's all alone.
And the majority of them only weigh $125 as it is, so it's not like their weight's going to be anything. In fact, the player returning the ball may just be able to just curl it. All right, let's curl. All right, we got bicep curls today. Let's pick him up, and I'll just keep running.
95% of the time, that's going to be the case.
That, or he jumps over the kicker and just puts a cleat into the face, like Antonio Brown did that one time. That's actually a thing for people who might not remember that. But Joe, real quick, before we let you out of here, we extended this thing a little bit longer just so you can talk about Ghostbusters, man. 1 out of 10. How did you like it? What did you not like? Go.
I'll give it a 7.
Okay.
The only reason I give it a 7 is because I am a humongous real Ghostbusters fan.
Yeah.
So let me emphasize this. This movie goes down the real Ghostbusters path. The main villain in this movie, the main ghost, is a ghost from the real Ghostbusters. That's the thing about this is, I like the fact that in the movie you see a lot more of the firehouse. I like the fact in this movie you got kind of a real feel of what being a Ghostbuster would be like on a day-to-day type basis. But the other part of this is, and see, look, there's a ton of Easter eggs in this. There's Easter eggs from Extreme Ghostbusters. There's Easter eggs from Real Ghostbusters. There's Easter eggs from the Ghostbusters Ecto Edition video game, which I am playing on a daily basis. There's all this stuff on there. There's tons of Easter eggs about it. So those things are kind of cool about it. But what this movie truly felt like was the second movie of a trilogy. It just felt like that. Okay. It just felt like you were setting a lot of things up. They tried different things. They evolved some things. There's one character that I was really, really, really hoping to see in this movie that had been, you look at the poster board of Ghostbusters and you see one person, and without knowing anything about the movie, you go, oh my God, I hope that person in that picture is this, or is a grown-up version of this character, and it wasn't, and it kind of let me down a little bit. So there's a couple things I want to see. I do want to see the third part of this movie. I do want to see the trilogy. I want to see the third movie. But in it, I do want to see it dive deeper into the real Ghostbusters stuff. Give me the Sandman. Give me my favorite ghost of all time is the Boogeyman. Like, that thing gave me nightmares for decades as a kid. I think I had a dream about him last night. Jeez. Give me the Boogeyman. Give me all that stuff. I do love the evolution of the proton packs and the way that they're catching ghosts and all this sort of stuff. I do love all that. I think that was very good, and it showed a growth in the organization. The thing is, they're setting this up for the older guys to eventually hand this off to the younger generation. And the thing is the four people that they have chosen for the next four Ghostbusters are very likable characters. They actually are. I mean, especially Paul Rudd. I mean, Paul Rudd is into this. So I definitely say that there has to be more of a handoff in the evolution and not lean into it. If Raise a Cult wants to be a part of the discovery of how to beat the ghost, then okay, that's great. If Winston wants to continue to fund everything, that's awesome. Peter Venkman is Peter Venkman. He had one funny, extremely one-liner that I died laughing at. I was the only one in the theater that laughed at it. But it was nice. But there needs to be some evolution into the next generation of Ghostbusters, because you're doing very well at setting it up. Yeah. You just have to continue to lean into the real Ghostbusters side of it, because there's 7 to 8 seasons of material that you can lean into and go with.
Good stuff. Yeah. Well, now I have more of a reason to go and watch this one. I appreciate it, Joe. We appreciate it. Always love talking with you here on our Tipsy Tuesdays. And
also check out X-Men 97 if you hadn't already.
Oh, yeah.
It is fantastic.
Oh, Bandy, you just did it.
I'm actually going back and watching the original X-Men just so that I can remind myself of everything before I start 97.
Okay,
so,
good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. We went over, but that's okay. We got all the time we needed with you, Joe Hunk. We'll talk with you next Tuesday, brother.
All right, bye. Love you. Don't forget to listen to me on Saturday, doubleheader, UAH and Lee, ESPN 2, ESPN The Zone 2. Love you. Bye.
I got 2 love yous there, Bandy, and 2. Yeah, it was the first time in a long time I got 2 of those. Yeah, definitely listen to UAH baseball, of course, on our station, as well as UAH softball. But we do need to hop into a break. Coming up, more sports talk on the Morning Blitz on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Unlike other credit cards that decline sports betting transactions or treat them as a cash advance, the GBank Visa Signature Card can load directly to your favorite sportsbook apps. G.bank/VSiN.
Men's hoops tonight, NIT quarterfinal, Ohio State by 8.5 against Georgia. Indiana State favored by 3.5 against Cincinnati. Tomorrow, Seton Hall by 3.5 against UNLV. Utah by 6.5 against VCU. The men's Sweet 16 starts on Thursday. Arizona by 7.5 against Clemson. UConn by 10.5 against San Diego State. North Carolina by 4.5 against Alabama. Iowa State a 2.5-point favorite against Illinois. Friday, Marquette by 3.5 against NC State. Purdue by 5.5 against Gonzaga. Houston a 4.5-point favorite against Duke. Tennessee by 2.5 against Creighton. Get the latest lines and more at vsin.com.
Hi, this is Wes Neighbors. I'm here with Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Sam, tell the folks about Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Hey Wes, our company Fleming Roofing and Restoration specializes in commercial and residential roofing and repairs. I'm a 5th generation Huntsvillian, and our family's been doing construction business in Huntsville area since 1965.
Sam, what kind of roofs does Fleming Roofing and Restoration do?
Our guys are skilled enough. We can come out and address any kind of leaks or issues you might have on your commercial, on your metal roofing, on your shingles. We can do anything, and we can offer you a solution to repair it, or we can replace it.
Well, you guys also do insurance restoration.
Our staff has 10-plus years of experience as insurance adjusters, and we really do know the inside and out of the claims process at Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Check out Fleming Roofing and Restoration online at FlemingHSV.com or you can call or text them at 256-651-9440.
Hey, Wes, we show up.
No payments for 90 days on 23 and 24 models. Financing as low as 0% and the best deals of the year on America's best-selling truck for 47 years in a row. Hi, folks. Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, and I'm here to tell you it's Truck Month. The best deals on F-150, Explorer, Bronco, Edge, Bronco Sport, and Escape. During Truck Month, get financing as low as 1.9% for up to 72 months on 2023 F-150 Crew Cabs, and lease payments as low as $375 a month. That's a 36-month lease with $62.82 due at signing, 0 security deposit, just tax tag title, and your good credit. Offer ends 4/2/24. Call 539-9441 for complete details. At Woody Anderson Ford, we have over 40 Bronco Sports and nearly 50 Explorers and about a dozen full-size Broncos, all with great sales incentives and no payment for 90 days. Truck Month only happens once a year. Woody Anderson Ford, hope to see you soon.
I'm attorney Gary Lackey. If you've been injured and need a lawyer right now, and pick up the phone to call, you know, one you've seen on a billboard or on TV begging for your business, do you know who you really get?
I'm attorney Jennifer Lackey. You want to talk to your lawyer. You don't want to reach a call center, not in some office 100 miles away. With the Lackey Law Firm, that never happens. My clients talk to me.
And me. I'm attorney Justin Lackey. We're the ones that you talk to. We're the ones that you meet with.
And we're the ones who handle your personal injury case. You want to talk to me? You just call me.
And we'll take care of it. You worry about getting well. We'll take care of the rest.
The Lackey Law Firm.
And I'll go you one better. If you can't come to us, we'll come to you.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4-RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Hey folks, Bob Baumhauer here. We're extremely proud that Baumhauer's Victory Grill has been serving Alabama for 43 legendary years. Our motto is legendary fun, legendary food, and we strive to make every dining experience a special one for all of our guests. Our menu features delicious, always fresh and scratch-made in-house recipes. And of course, our award-winning wings and sauces. And don't forget, our happy hour and halftime daily specials cannot be beat. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
Welcome back in to the Morning Blitz, presented by the wonderful people over at Fleming Roofing and Restoration. The guys you need to talk to about all of your roofing needs. If you're having any roofing problems, make sure you look them up online at FlemingHSV.com to fill out your free quote today. And remember that Fleming always shows up, and after last night's storm, you might be missing a few of those shingles, so definitely take a look, but don't risk anything.
Yeah.
Get Fleming out there. Just do it. I mean, those are the guys, that's exactly what they do, and they do a great job at it. But you guys can also join in on the show. 256-5764
977
is the number to get in if you want to react on what Joe had to say about the Ghostbusters movie, or if you want to talk about your basketball team in the tournament, or I don't know what's going on in the NIT, Bandy. I have no clue, but you can also probably throw that at us. I know Georgia is actually doing a pretty good job, but speaking of Georgia. This is something, Bandy, we got to discuss real quick, back and forth. We're just going to have a little bit of a quick segment here before we get on out of here. There's a little bit of a problem going down. And of course, it's hard to miss at this point because it's just happened over and over and over again, Bandy. And on top of that, people actually died in these whole situations, whether it's drinking and driving, whether it's driving extremely fast in their Trackhawks or whatever vehicles they're able to buy with this NIL money. But this stuff just continues to happen, and now you get a guy like Trevor Etienne coming in from Florida, getting ready to, have a new type of season. Just reimagine his career, all right? As a Georgia Bulldog, possible national champion team, trying to get that starting position. I mean, one of the biggest names to transfer over the offseason. I know I'm not wrong with that. And as soon as he gets there, hardly even got some practice with this team, he's already getting pulled over for DUI, and this kid's not even 21 yet, Bandy. And this is a problem that has continued to happen Kirby Smart has done little to nothing to change this. I think we can all say that. And, it goes off to be more than just a slap on the wrist. There needs to be more than just, here's your court date, go and get that thing checked out, finish it off, and then, pay a little bit of money, get back to football. At some point, it's going to need to get to the point where they're going to have to miss some games. And I know that's tough to say for a Georgia team that's looking to win another national championship, but still, some things are bigger than football. And right here, with the amount of DUIs, the amount of reckless driving, the Stetson Bennett's knocking on doors, getting tackled by Athens police, it's going to get to the point where somebody's going to need to speak up, or this is going to be a national thing. Then people are going to be focused on this Georgia Bulldogs team. I know, it's not just the Bulldogs that are doing this stuff. We hear stories about this even up into the NFL with these young guys getting paid a lot of money. We saw what happened to Henry Ruggs III. Terrible, terrible situation. Things could have happened with James Cook. His career would have been over before it even started. Things could have happened to Trevor Etienne, a high prospect running back going into his new school, about to have a spectacular year. Something could have happened. If, not somebody else getting affected, but the running back in question. Again, it's not all on Trevor Etienne, but this is a problem that Georgia's going to need to focus on, and I think Kirby Smart needs to do a little bit more to keep his players in wraps. Bandy, who do we got on the phone line today?
We got Jason on the hotline. What's going on, Jason?
Hey, not much. How are y'all doing today?
Great.
Doing all right.
Hey, I got a question for you.
What's up?
Did Joe Hump do a Alabama and Tennessee game that was on the SEC network last week or the week before last?
I think he's just been doing the UAH games for us for the baseball over on the weekends. So I don't know if he was doing anything extra, but I could ask him. I mean, that's something I could just text
him. The guy sounded a whole lot like him. I mean, he sounded a whole lot like Joe. Yeah. I was going to start calling Joe Roll Tide Joe.
Well, I mean,
I think that might have been I think that was Roger Hoover filling in over there for baseball. But I mean, I'm kind of with it. Him and Joe do kind of sound alike.
Could have been Chris Jericho. I've heard that a few times. They all sound alike.
Yeah, it was on the SEC network in Alabama played Tennessee, I think on the Saturday game. So it may not have been him if he was doing UAH.
Yeah, he sent me a text, actually, because he listens to the show. He said, "No, I didn't." But
I can't call him Roll Tide Joe.
Dude, I don't know if he would like that.
I don't know. As an Auburn guy, I don't know how you feel about that.
You know what? You can do it anyway. I think you'd get a kick out of that. I'll just, I'll speak for him with that one.
Hey, y'all got any teams left in the bracket?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe you go first because you got some
Coincidentally
problems.
I went for the All-SEC Final Four, so that was a bust. Yeah. Auburn and Kentucky are out. That doesn't leave. But I got Alabama and Tennessee still in.
Have fun with that, Bandy.
My champion team's still in there. I got Creighton. I went out and picked Creighton.
Nice. I actually like the pick for Creighton. I've seen this team play a few times actually throughout the season. It's one of the few teams that I actually focused on outside of the SEC. And now they get to go up against this Tennessee squad. And, I mean, this is going to be even better than the Oregon-Creighton game where that one went to double overtime. I think this Tennessee-Creighton matchup's going to be one of the best of the tournament. But I still do have a few teams in. I still got Houston. I think I still got – I don't have all my final picks right here, but I do have who else is going in there? Was it Iowa State? I don't remember. Auburn's the only team I got out, though. That's the only thing in the Final Four.
Yeah, that was boneheaded. That guy, he'd been playing like that in the SEC tournament, that Chad Baker, giving cheap shots, trying to get a technical on the other team, and he threw one out and got caught in Friday's game, and that was an awful selfish move. He was gone 3.5 minutes into the game, and he's a important member of their team.
Oh, yeah. Definitely is. It's definitely threw the game into a loop right off the bat. It's the same with, you could even say about it like an injury on another team. Whenever those injuries happen quick, or a player's out of the game in the first 5 minutes, it's going to affect the entire vibes of the squad moving forward, and I think that definitely paid a little bit for that Auburn Tigers squad.
Okay. Well, one thing about my Creighton team, they have good size, and they got a 40-year-old insurance salesman playing point guard for them.
Team's fast, I will say that. Appreciate you calling in, brother. Good stuff. Bandy, I mean, Joe was kind of correct.
Yeah.
I mean, the first few days, it's almost like we get so much basketball that we're a little full. I think that it's a perfect time right now, though, to kind of get ready for the next few rounds because, we do miss it. And, you could watch the NBA. You could watch the women's tournament, but it's not the same. It's just not the same as the March Madness we like to see with those squads facing off. But I'm looking forward to Purdue, Gonzaga, North Carolina, Alabama, Clemson, Arizona. Clemson, again, being one of the biggest winners, in my opinion. Creighton versus Tennessee, and on the other half, UConn, San Diego State, Houston, Duke, NC State, another winner against Marquette, and Illinois versus Iowa State. A lot of fun, high-level basketball coming around the corner, and you guys will still be able to listen to all of that on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. But, Bandy, we got to hop into our final break. When we come back, we got Alabama baseball in town tonight at Toyota Field. That's what's coming up here on the Morning Blitz on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Football season and Bad Daddy's Burger Bar. The perfect combination of good times and great food. This season, score big with one of our chef-inspired expressions of pure burger amazingness. Our delicious burgers are made with premium Angus beef, and you can pair it with one of our signature cocktails or a cold craft beer from our huge selection. Bad Daddy's Burger Bar on the Parkway in Huntsville and our new location at Cliff Farm, Highway 72 in Madison. Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com. By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Not looking or feeling your best? No energy for the things you like to do? Ready to look and feel younger? Make your appointment at Advanced Life Clinic, one of the region's foremost destinations for patients interested in looking and feeling their best. Specializing in advanced laser treatments and weight loss, male and female rejuvenation to offset the effects of aging, and more. See how Advanced Life Clinic can help you enjoy your life again. Call 256-882-6555 or log on advancedlifeclinic.com.
Great food and the best live entertainment is what it's all about at the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. Head to downtown Huntsville every Tuesday for karaoke on the only outdoor karaoke stage in North Alabama. Thursday night is the Valley's longest running and biggest bike night. Food and drink specials, giveaways, and live music on the patio. And the Furniture Factory menu is fully loaded with options from steaks to salads, plus a whole lot more. Featuring a weekday happy hour that starts at 3. 619 Meridian Street, downtown Huntsville, and online at FurnitureFactoryBarGrill.com.
Now you know. Yo, slick blow.
It's driving me out of my An eventful day is coming your way here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. You can, of course, look forward to the fun that's going down at Baumhauer's right after the show. Of course, there's going to be the Chuck Oliver show. You're going to get all the college football you'll need. And then the Tom Abraham show live from Baumhauer's. Later on, you'll get Paul Feinbaum, and on top of that, The Drive live from Furniture Factory. And then right after that, I mean, really right in the middle of the drive.
Back to back.
It's going to be Alabama baseball as they face off against Belmont at Toyota Field. I got to admit, very excited for this one. Let's just hope the rain can go away quick enough to where they can get that field prepped and ready to go for some SEC baseball at Toyota Field. Of course, Belmont, not an SEC team, but it should be a fun one. And Alabama should get a good little challenge before facing off against South Carolina this weekend, which, again, will be on 97.7 ESPN The Zone, okay? I don't know what else you'd be listening to on the weekend. You put us on in the background. We got all the sports you need to know, whether it's March Madness, whether it's Alabama baseball, Alabama athletics, UAH, having hockey, which is coming to an end soon. Still
hate to see it.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, you love to see him top the top 10, though.
You do. SEC. I mean, it's going to get into the playoffs, and that's going to be a very, very fun time. So I'll at least get to go to one of those postseason games, which very much an eventful night always at the VBC. I say it every time. It's a better environment than some would say Nissan Arena, whatever they call it now, over in Nashville with the Predators. Even though the Predators doing really hot in the NHL. We haven't talked enough NHL, Bandy. We're going to have to do a little bit more of that as we get closer to the playoffs. But, yeah, I mean, Shohei Ohtani, this story has just gotten out of hand. A lot of things were held out. Shohei didn't know any of it until a few days ago. He goes to, a hotel room, talks with his interpreter, and that's when all of the cheese was spilt. And it was stinky. Whew. $4.1 million to an illegal bookmaker, allegedly. It's all alleged until it's not. Sheesh. Bandy, don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. I won't do it to you if you don't do it to me, brother. We're close enough to where we shouldn't do that. Who knows, though? For me and the Bandiman, we'll be back in 23 hours for a wacky Wednesday. Drudy Armand, RJ White, possibly. Who knows? That's what's coming up. Next time on the Morning Blitz on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
What if I told you that Bigfoot is real and that he's making the best donuts you've ever had? Come see for yourself at Bigfoot's Little Donuts. Come in and order from over 50 flavors, all made hot and delicious. Ranked in the top 100 donut shops in the nation by Yelp. Bigfoot Little Donuts. Order in store or online at bigfootslittledonuts.com for pickup or delivery from Grub South or DoorDash. South Parkway, Huntsville, and County Line Road, Madison. Bigfoot's Little Donuts.
Are you tired of power outages disrupting your life? It's time for a Generac standby generator from Current Electrical. Storms may rage outside, but inside your family's powered up. So why choose Current Electrical for your generator needs? 1, we offer a wide range of models to suit every budgeted energy requirement. 2, our project managers handle every step of the process: power, gas, permitting, and inspections. 3, our certified technicians install your generator with precision, ensuring peace of mind. Don't wait for the next blackout. Call 256-880-1880 or visit us online at gensuperstore.com.
Looking for your next game day party destination? Well, think outside the